What's up, Capstone family? This is Ed Drummond coming at you on this Friday, the 12th of August, 2022. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We put these videos out once a week just to give people an idea of what's going on in the market, what's going on behind the scenes at Capstone. And, from our perspective, we have a unique position doing both property management and sales, and that we see a lot of what's happening. I talk to a lot of people during the week. It's one thing I like to do is to talk to people. So a lot of people in the industry right now, what they're seeing, what they're feeling, whether they be, today I spoke to my home inspector, right? He told me a little bit more about his business. It all plays into this bigger picture that we're trying to paint. Therefore, today, I'm going to stay away from the graphs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my predictions as to what we're going to see moving into the end of the year. I know it's bold. I know everybody's going to say, Ed, you're totally wrong. I'm cool with that. If I'm wrong about all of these things, at least it starts the conversation and we can be thinking differently and making sure that we're staying ahead of what's to come, or not, right? Could be just the opposite. But wanted to talk about a few things because I've been hearing a lot of conversations. Of course, we're talking about the sales market. So first thing we'll talk about what's happening with sales. To the end of the year, we still have such a tremendous demand for property. We have more inventory, of course. But I don't think that we're going to see a huge downturn in pricing. We're starting to see it on the micro side. We're seeing it in different places. We're not overpricing properties anymore. Those buyers that are looking are starting to see some deals. They're starting to see people that have to sell. But at the end of the day, there's still a lot of demand out there. Not just demand for right now, but future demand here in Arizona. If you read the Business Journal, you've seen what's happening out here and how much growth is coming. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. Just in the last few weeks, a new bank from Taiwan just opened up out here to support all of the industry that's going to be coming to support Taiwan Semiconductor. So again, lots of future development and growth that's coming. In addition, of course, that's now, semiconductors are we need to consider that on the national security side of things. So we're around for a while when it comes to growing the semiconductor microelectronics industries out here in Phoenix. I think that's going to play into it. I think that interest rates going up, buyers just need to feel like, hey, they're not getting absolutely hosed when they're trying to make a deal. And when prices are fluctuating like they were a month ago, 2 months ago, without seeing any sort of form of stabilization coming yet, they don't want to jump in and say, hey, let's make this happen. They're going to wait. They're going to pump the brakes. And I think that's why we saw a lot of people that were, holding off on rentals as well. It's both sides of things. Number two, rentals. So what are we going to see in rents? Rents is a big question right now because this summer was not the typical summer. Summer should be blowing up when it comes to rentals out here. And we're not seeing that right now. We're not seeing rentals as hot as you'd expect. We're getting a lot of interest. We definitely are. At Capstone, we definitely carry a standard of tenant that we put into properties and what it takes to get into our properties. I'm not, that's something I'm very forthright with when we talk to owners, when we talk to tenants. We definitely pride ourselves on the tenants that we put into properties. We really focus on relationships. And with those relationships, there's a criteria that we have to have for all of our properties, a minimum threshold, and then it's up to the owner to make the decision from there. But again, we're gonna start with that minimum threshold and just make sure that the quality standard that we're putting into our properties as we hold those properties to a standard are met, right? And it's just the way that it is in our business. Like, I don't want to be the owner of a property management company that has a bunch of cruddy properties, right? And I don't want to be a owner of a property management company that has tenants that suck. So for the most part, it's like property managers, when we're starting a relationship with somebody, naturally a tenant isn't going to trust us because we're property managers, and that's what people think of in the industry, that property managers aren't good, that we're scoundrels, that we're here to take people's money. And in this particular case, it's not true at all, right? Like we take care of people. We pride ourselves on that. We enjoy taking care of people because it's what brings us back every day. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if that's why I come here every day, right? Like I want to make this space better. I want to make it a better place for people to go, no, property managers aren't all that bad, right? Of course there's other things that everyone here could be doing because they're awesome, but no, this is the environment that we're in. We're going to absolutely tackle it and make the most of it and show that there is something that can be done about that. Cool. So rents. I foresee that rents are going to be, turning down a little bit here. But I do see them stabilizing. Let's see what happens there. Third, Airbnbs. This is the big one. We got Super Bowl here next year. We got a lot of people holding off and waiting to see what's going to happen. We've got, I know that we have a few Airbnb people that we refer business out to, right? They're seeing double the inventory out there right now. We're seeing reduced in people taking those here in the Valley, as well other places too. But here in the Valley, if people are carrying their Airbnbs, they're hopeful that the Super Bowl is going to turn that around for them. But what happens after the Super Bowl, right? How many more rentals become long-term rentals after that? How many people decide to sell their properties because they aren't going to make the money moving forward that they thought they were when they bought them as Airbnbs to begin with? That's the market that's going to start saturating us as that happens. And we're already starting to get those calls. People are like, hey, how can I turn this into a long-term rental? Hey, what do the numbers look like? Hey, instead of selling right now because I didn't get top dollar, I missed that mark, what does renting long-term look like? So inventory is going to come. We're not going to see all the inventory from the key players, the ones that were changing whole neighborhoods because they were buying so much inventory. But we are going to see the investors like you and I that are going to start evaluating those options and saying, hey, what makes the most sense? If you want to have a conversation about that, let's do it. I've been having a lot of those conversations. And realistically, like I've got an Airbnb. I know how it works. And I know the pitfalls, the struggles, the strains, the costs associated with it. But at the same time, I know what the long-term stuff. The long-term stuff is our jam, right? It's the non-sexy stuff, I like to joke. But hey, it's the stuff that makes the money down the road. And right now, I see in the future where you and I have to be concerned is that we're probably going to see more inventory because the Airbnb model is gonna tighten up a little bit. I don't see it ever going away, but I do see it definitely. A lot of people who are hopeful for this Super Bowl to be their saving grace, I see that as not working out for them. Hey, I hope this information helps you. I hope you're out there enjoying the weekend and getting ready for it. If there's something we can do to add additional value for yourself, please let us know. We've got a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes here. We're heavily getting into Asana and technology, Salesforce, different programs to really make sure that we're dialed in behind the scenes to make sure that this is the best property management place in town, honestly. Not maybe from size, but definitely from the quality of service and reputation of how we lead with integrity and lead with transparency. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to connecting again. We appreciate your support.